Hello, friends and adventurers. So first things first, how the hell do we pronounce this mod? The French variant, l'hiver? Someone told me that you pronounce it as liver, but I find that both amusing and awkward at the same time. So I'll just pronounce it as L'hiver, but shortened to hiver. You can hate me if you want. Gothic L'hiver was originally made, like many mods, in the Eastern European scene, specifically by a Russian modder called Unknown 111. Now, if you're not Russian, don't worry. There's a German version available, but today we'll be covering the English one. Specifically, the English version 1.6 developed by Mastys. So what's it about? It's essentially a conversion mod for Gothic 2 for people who like suffering. So if you're from a country where pain is your bread and butter, like anywhere in Eastern Europe, or Asia, or Africa, or South America, well, you get the gist of it. This mod is going to be up your alley. In other words, it ramps up the difficulty. It's not unfair, but if you found out that the Night of the Raven was too easy, this is what you need in your life. Either way, this one, New Balance, or therapy. Or all of them. I'm joking, of course, but Hiver does have increased difficulty and a ton of other things. It changes the graphics, enhances the map, adds a few new characters, bosses, new mechanics, and a ton of other stuff. What it doesn't change is the story. The story for Gothic 2 is the same, so you don't have to relearn new things. It just changes how the mechanics work inside the story. We load in, and already we see some graphical updates. Looks sleek and detailed. On top of that, Hiver does a few things for the game. First of all is the difficulty. It's just higher. As soon as you load in and leave Zardus' tower, you will start feeling the pain when you encounter your first wolves. So let's get combat out of the way first. Wolves are scary. Like other enemies, they've been given an animation change and their attacks are scary now. You will be at level 30 at one point and wolves will still give you nightmares. The minimum damage has also been changed. You dish out a minimum of 15 and you take a minimum of 25. But it also counterbalances the difficulty by giving you more tools. Specifically, my favorite one. The sprint button. That's right, we now have an integrated sprint button in the game. For me, my default was on the tilde key, but you can customize it however you want. You get unlimited sprinting as long as you don't have a weapon out or a spell equipped. Pretty fair. Another thing that immediately hits you as soon as you exit Zardus' tower is the vegetation. It really grew all over the place. It's just a personal pet peeve, but I think they overdid the vegetation density. Oftentimes, it's difficult to see in the distance, and it's just too much for me. Otherwise, solid graphical touches, 10 out of 10. As soon as we find our first bow, we can explore the second mechanic, which is free aiming. I love this and hate it equally. If you're using magic, you'll hit most of the time. It depends mostly on your personal accuracy and a bit of luck. But if you're using bows and crossbows, which is exactly what I did in my playthrough, you're gonna have some challenges. First off, the free aiming is optional, so that's great. Second off, if you do turn it on to balance, you'll miss most of your shots even at point blank range. The reason why this happens is that the free aim mod calculates your total bow or crossbow skill and adjusts the trajectory and variance according to that. In other words, even if you're at point blank range and you shouldn't really miss, you will still do. After 60% in bow skill, you will reliably hit. This makes archery quite controversial in the game. Every other skill in the game is solidly done except archery. One last rant I have about archery is how expensive it is. The economy also got a spruce up in difficulty, so arrows are now 3 gold apiece and crossbow bolts are 6 gold apiece. I did some math and at the end of my game, and I spent roughly 21,000 gold pieces on just arrows alone. So you can pretty much double that if you wanna be a crossbowman. Ouchie. Huge ouch for your finances. Can be fun to play as an archer, but it's the class that will leave you in archery debt by the end of the game. In addition to that, the mod adds more skills and abilities to the game. As soon as we open up our character window, we're hit with a bunch of stuff we can do. We got armor making, bow making, woodcutting, mining, enchanting, and great stuff. So already the mod is looking promising. We run into our old buddy Cavalorn, and already our healing items are almost depleted. I am hesitant for us to use healing potions at the start because they no longer give fixed healing. They instead regenerate a percentage of your health, which is nice later on but a waste at the start. So we have a seat by our old friend, steal his campfire, and we get to cooking. Cooking got a nice quality of life update and we can fry all of our meat at once. Very nice. No longer spending 10 minutes of my life frying 200 pounds of meat. We head into Corinnes and see it's already gotten a glow up as well. The city looks way more vibrant and greener. The whole map actually, not just Corinnes, got a nice extension. We have a new forest near Onar's farm and a new beach towards the south. And since you're a weakling, one of the first things we do is get in touch with our old buddy Lars so we can escort us around the map. Hiver does two amazing things to NPCs. First off is that they're in your party and if you're sprinting, they start sprinting too. Perfect. The second one is that they are no longer invulnerable. That's right. So you cannot use NPCs to cheese a lot of experience from them. So no more luring a bunch of orcs to Lars so he can level you up fast. Another thing Hiver adds is a few bosses. The first one we encounter is actually a shadow mage right on the path to Zardos' tower. He's actually more or less a mini-boss, but man, he has some tactics on him. His ultimate troll move is to use a healing spell when he's at low health. Son of a bitch. The second boss is the infamous Black Troll. He really got buffed. He cannot be shrunk anymore, so you have to fight him upright, and he has healing regeneration on top of that. Trolls really have become an enemy that, well, they troll you. They have this annoying animation where they plop on the ground and knock you back. On top of that, when they rage, they also heal a bit. So they've become endurance fights. As a mage though, you will have the easiest time to handle them, just FYI. I managed to handle the Black Troll with the army of goblins. Go figure. Death by 1,000 little clubs. The worst boss, however, is Shadow Lord Amarth, but also the most rewarding. Won't spoil too much of the fight, but it's in an enclosed area, and I just suggest you have ice block spells and minions to summon against him. The reward is a lovely weapon recipe if you're a melee fighter. You also get some new armor types, some craftable, some we can find. The coolest one is the Ore Baron armor in my opinion, so good stuff. Overall, Hiver sprinkles a lot of additions at well-spaced intervals, from new alchemy recipes and ingredients to new enemy types, armors, some scripted events, so it never gets too samey. The dragon fights have also been amped up, since they were quite disappointing in the original games. Pretty easy to handle as an archer or a mage, but I think melee fighters might have the most challenge with them. Overall, I had fun in the mod. The core selling point of Hiver is difficulty, keep that in mind, and I was in the mood for something difficult. When I reached the end dragon boss, I only had a handful of potions left and a little gold. Difficult mod, but enjoyable. As for my combat experience, I'll just list the stable based on my own experiences in the game. If you need a reference, you can pause it and read it later. As for the secondary skills, these were my impressions of them. Some could have been handled better, but I do understand their purpose was to enhance gameplay, not necessarily to make it easier. So overall, if you feel like you missed Gothic 2, but it's a bit too easy for your skill level, my king, give Hiver a try. It's gonna appeal to the masochist in you. Hiver comes packaged with some quality of life mods as well. Besides the sprint, we get a hot bar, a quick loot option, a torch option, quick save by default, in-game time display, better inventory descriptions, like weapon range and damage type. There's some restored content too. Not much, but it adds some flavor to the story, like how after the trial of fire, you can run into your novice friends waiting to ambush you, Igaras included. As I said, the mod doesn't change the story, and if you wanna give it a go, I'll just leave the download link in the video description. From this point on, I'll be trying to make at least one Gothic mod review per month and try to cover all the Gothic modding scene as much as possible. Also, we'll need to make a video about how to install Gothic mods, since some of them have some really obscure steps. The Raven boss fight also got a huge change as well, so it's way more impactful to defeat him. Not gonna give you spoilers, but it's just fun. Also, Hiver did have some impact on the modding scene, quite a lot actually. Gothic New Balance and Returning use a lot of the mechanics and assets from Hiver. You know your mod is good when other mods start reusing your ideas and working them. So, thank you Unknown, thank you Mastys. Thank you friends and adventurers, hope you guys had a good start to 2026. And until next we meet, remember the most important story in the world is our own. Also, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, or support us on Patreon. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs this year, so help us slay the sub demon. Cheers, adventurers.
Hello, adventurer! Please like and subscribe. You can also share the video. Hello? Where are you going? Why are you running? You can support us on Buy Me a Coffee too. Or on Patreon. You can become a free supporter too. Oh, they always do that.